Well, internships and workplaces have different challenges that students encounter. As counseling, we support them, we prepare them to go out knowing that it's not all a bed of roses, that at one time they can get challenges.
Students need to draw from their values. Workplaces and internships are kind of outside the jurisdiction of campus life. They come with temptations, they come with predators, they come with things that could be dangerous to a student. But when a student goes out there with a solid and grounded value system, they can always cope.
There are some of the few things that we encourage them to put in mind. Find out what is the vision of the place where you have gone, because the reason you're there is promote the vision of that place. So we also encourage them to plan, have a work plan. As you're working, what is it that you're doing that is going to promote your work? But we also teach them to be self-aware. We teach them the 4 temperaments, and how these 4 temperaments are going to be put to use to make you a very good worker. We train them to uphold the UCU core values, having Christ-centeredness as the key to their work. Because with Christ, with the guidance of the Holy Spirit, it's all well. Then we also encourage them to go to organizations which actually are going to give them the experience that they need.
Our university, especially the school I'm in, it usually provides us with like counseling on places we need to do internships at, and to help us with that, they usually give us recommendation letters once in a while when you're applying to like organizations, to maybe like public places like Parliament and all those things. And I feel like those organizations and the talks that they usually help us with, they give us an insight of what we're going to face. And I feel like through that we have been able to, try our best at the internship places.
Students need, first of all, to be professional. Professional means that you keep time. Professional means that you do work even when you are not being told. Professionalism means that you meet your deadlines. Professionalism means that you think ahead, because if at the university you are told that you should do coursework, when you're in the professional world, they give you assignments, okay? The supervisor gives you a task because the task is in the strategic plan. You're supposed to implement it, okay? So therefore, as a student, you need to ensure that you observe deadlines. You need to ensure that you track the small things.
First of all, the student from the Uganda Christian University, there's some values that are instilled in us from the get-go. So as you go into these internship workplaces, it's advisable that you still hold them at heart. That is being God-fearing, should be assertive, should be able to communicate and defend yourself, because in these spaces, first of all, they will take you for granted because you are a student. But if you show them that you actually know what you want, you know why you're there, you know how you got there, the challenges won't be so many, though we also can't avoid the fact that they will actually be there.
UCU's niche is professionalism and character. Conduct begins here. We have several areas where we expect our students to conduct themselves as professionals. First of all, the way they dress. We have a dress code at UCU. You expect them to dress decently here at the university, and when you go out, I guess you have to do the same.
Shakespeare says that the apparel proclaims the man. How you dress will proclaim who you are, will tell how you're going to conduct yourself. Dress codes for the office are formal. Okay, they tell so much who a person is. That's why uniforms are there for security officials. Okay, so even you as a professional, how do you dress? How do you conduct yourself? What is your social life? Do you greet people? Do you create rapport? Or you just sit in silo there? So even interactivity is very important. once you are in the professional world.
Many times, predators in the area of sexual harassment wield power over us. But if the first encounter you make it clear, I'm not playing alone, I'll not take this lying down, that's a first step to victory. And so this invites us to speak back to whoever predator may be. And the good news is this: the predators know what they are doing is wrong. They already know what they are doing is wrong. So if you will speak up to protect your rights, that's the first step to take.
And I know as interns, sometimes they fear their immediate supervisors, but they have to get out of that, out of fear. They have to have those life skills, being assertive, negotiation skills, which they are given here at UCU. And I guess they will be able to overcome.
I would advise that you just stay firm, know that you have God, know that you, even before you met that person, that boss, that supervisor who is making advancements at you, you survived in life, you got what you wanted, you've achieved some dreams. This person is someone you've met for only 3 months. Why would you want to bank your whole future on them? I mean, I think it's important to know that there is a life outside the internship. There will be a life outside of those 3 months. So
First of all, students should know themselves. Because if you know yourself and you know your worth, you're not going to give in. These advances are everywhere. Even in public transport, you'll find them. Even in church, you'll find them. But first of all, know who you are and what you want.
You need a solid character base to draw from. What are the do's and don'ts you have set for yourself? What boundaries have you set for yourself? And where are those coming from? At UCU, we give opportunities for students to grow spiritually, to be nurtured, to put deposits, spiritual deposits in their hearts. And my hope is that as you go to that place to work, internship, or after your studies, you draw from that place.
Out there, we empower our students how to deal with such behavior. Because of course predators are there. But how do you deal with them? So our students are given, that nurturing they need to handle such issues when they happen out there.
In what we study, there is the issue of professional conduct, and that issue of sexual assault is a big thing that's talked about in law school. So when we are studying, we are actually taught, how to behave ourselves, how to not to have relationships with clients, how there's a limit where we draw a limit between client work and personal work, and I feel like we find or we get courage to deter from like getting into sexual assault or anything.
When we talk about sexual harassment, it's very, very critical. When someone is harassed sexually, they present with so many symptoms. And so others will have depression, others will have anxiety, others will have different types of phobias, others will have bad traumatic experiences, others will come even when they have post-traumatic stress. And so what happens is that when a student has undergone a challenge like sexual harassment, what emotional challenge they present with is what we treat.
I push for every organization to have a sexual harassment policy. If you do a survey, many organizations don't have it. It is a song. They can have other policies, but sexual harassment policy is usually down the list, and it's supposed to come as one of the top. Yes.
So the university could actually help get out a list of maybe organizations, NGOs, governmental, name it, that are in line with the values that they stand by, that actually maybe even go very far and sign memorandums of understanding with these people that are actually going to protect their students in the long run. But so far, so good.
We need to create spaces where these conversations can be held. And as Chaplain said, I think we'll make our own contribution.
Other than maybe, say, getting the students more involved. The students are already involved, yeah, but let them get more involved, do you understand? Let them get more involved, let them reach students to the last person down, let them like maybe go to hostels, have like hostel runs or campaigns of counseling or something like that to make sure that they leave no room for any problem faced by any student.